Okay, we are live.
Should make
Need to set
commercials.
your enemy's ships on fire, but don't have time to wait? Come on down to Bob's Ready-Made Ballista Mart.
When difficulty strikes, one must avoid the difficulty.
I slapped him.
Okay, you slap him in the face.
What's your point, lady?
He's not a demigod either.
But I am! What's up? And I high-five someone else.
But this is magical as fuck, guys.
That on a shirt.
He said butt long black hair.
Butt long black hair.
Thank you very much.
The dwarf leans forward and like starts to put a hand on your cheek and rips a fart.
I love a strapped man with muscles that can buy me wine.
I think this is the only time in D&D I've ever had to be like, all right, well, when does this creature poop? Hey everybody, and welcome to Misscliks Demigods. How are you guys all doing today?
Hello! Awesome!
Hey there.
We have a guest. It's awesome.
Not sure which side to point.
I know, I'm just pointing in all the directions.
He's in the middle, so wherever you are, usually.
Yeah, guys, welcome to Misscliks D&D Demigod. Sorry about the little bit of a delay, but we will make it worth your while. We have lots of fun stuff planned for today. And if you missed it, you should know that we are actually doing a really, really cool fundraiser that our guest here will tell you about. So first, why don't we let you introduce yourself, Pat? Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Hi there. My name's Pat Rothfuss. I am mostly an author these days, although I've been playing D&D since back before the second edition days, so this will be like a return to basics for me. When I'm not doing my author gig, I also run a charity called World Builders.
And that
so
is what
it's
we are
your
doing
own,
today.
yeah? Your own charity?
It kind of is. I started it accidentally on my blog a couple of years ago. My first book had just come out, and I had grown-up money for the first time in my life, and I'll donate some of this to charity. And so I went onto my blog, and I said, and I thought I'll spread the word about my favorite charity too, which is Heifer International. And I said, hey everybody, I'm gonna Heifer's my favorite charity. Here's why. And for a month, if you want to donate, I'll match your donations dollar for dollar. And I was thinking maybe I was going to donate anyway, but maybe I would, get a little extra. I was hoping for maybe $5,000. That was my pie in the sky hope. And people like donated like $60,000. And it was great. Like I started it off, and other authors started to jump in, and they're like, "Hey, we'll donate some books. You can give those away." And then Neil Gaiman like tweeted about it, and it turned into a big thing, and it bankrupted me too. But we have done it every year since. Every year it's gotten bigger and bigger, and now we actually we own this building. This is the World Builders facility here. We have an online store. We get like tens of thousands of dollars worth of books that we give away to people that donate to Heifer International. And over the years, we've raised more than $3 million for Heifer.
That's awesome.
That's
That is
fantastic.
really cool.
Heifer's been one of my favorite charities over the years. It's something that my family's always been very like, well, for Christmas, let's not give each other gifts. Let's, donate a flock of chickens or, pool our resources and get a donkey.
Yeah. It's I think of it as like the perfect geek charity because a lot of geeks are gamers, and we really want to like kind of break the system, and Heifer's a great way for it's the best value for your charity dollar. You buy somebody chickens and they eat eggs forever. It's pretty simple math, and I think that really appeals to the geeks.
Definitely. I loved I can't remember where I read or heard this, but you had put into words why you felt so driven to give to World Builders, and you were talking about cake. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the famous cake post that I made on my blog.
I thought it was so great. Would you mind sharing it with our viewers just because I love it so much?
I was very caffeinated that day. And I just finished a Reddit AMA, and somebody asked a question. It was a remarkably honest question, and he said something that amounted to like, so what? Why should I bother with charity? Or like, why do you bother with charity? What's the point of all of this? Which is a really remarkable question to ask, because you know that you're kind of setting yourself up for just being mocked. I mean,
right.
But it was a very honest question, and obviously he just kind of didn't get it. And so I started to write this response, and I was, like I said, I was very caffeinated, and he wasn't saying, you know, why should I give to charity? He's saying, why do you do charity? And the truth is, I've been like stupidly lucky with my books. And I was like a poor student for the majority of my life. I don't require much money to live. And the cake theory is that, like, if you have a piece of cake and you eat it, like, great, everybody loves cake. And if you have 2 pieces of cake, you can still eat 2 pieces of cake, right? Any of us here can eat 2 pieces of cake. And that's, you know, welcome to America. You can eat 2 pieces of cake. But if you have a whole cake, and you eat half of that cake and you want to keep that cake and then get somebody else's cake, then you're a dick. You know? If you have more cake than you could ever conceivably eat, and somebody else has no cake and like not even a hamburger, then you need to be able to feel the empathy and do that math in your head and realize that somebody else I need to share some of this cake. And I kind of was a little more florid in my language, but I probably cussed a bunch. I think I talked about Bilbo Baggins at some point too. Like I said, I was on a roll, but that was a pretty good blog post.
Well, so there you go. Share your cake today on Misscliks D&D Demigods. So why don't we, I know our viewers really want to watch us play some D&D. So Neal, where should we start with our friend Pat here?
Well, I believe last we left off, you guys had just left Newt's little wooden tower.
Should we introduce our characters to Pat? Or no?
I've watched some, but we could. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to get it from you guys, and then we can do it in game too.
Have we met him yet, Neal, or should we?
Nope. But you will meet him very shortly. So why don't we actually just jump into game, and I think this will accomplish.
Oh, I almost forgot though about world builders. Sorry, viewers. Because there's 2 things. First of all, Pat's here with us this week. We want him to be here with us on the 16th. We're gonna skip a Demigods week for Neal's wedding. He's getting married. Wedding hype! Yay! But we would like him to join us again, but he's only going to join us again if we raise a total of $1,000 before the end of this World Builders fundraising drive. So it's your job to help us get him back on the show by raising $1,000. I know you guys can do it. We've already raised quite a bit. And if you donate individually, personally, $50, we will work your name into the show somehow. So Adea, likes to attribute all sorts of wisdom to all sorts of people, so she may attribute something to you if you donate $50. So the link will be spammed in the chat by all the mods. Be sure to check that out. Cool. Now I'm done. We can play.
So the party has just left Newt's tower, and you're kind of walking down the street being like, all right, we're going to head to this meteor site. We're going to go get this luck stone, and everything's going to be great. And as you're doing this, you hear the sound of little tiny running feet, and turn around and glance over your shoulder, and you notice this halfling running towards you. He's got like a rapier at his side and some like leather armor over his shoulders. He's like and runs up to you.
Wait!
Well, hello, little friend. What can we do for you?
Newt sent me. He thought that you could use some help.
Oh, and Adea looks kind of amused by this. What help could you offer us?
Well, I assumed that you might need some protection.
Neal, how tall is the halfling?
How tall are you?
Oh, I'm really tall for my height.
So like, okay, so I turn around to Ada. Hey, Ada, can I play with him? Can I play with him?
I chastise you a little bit, like don't be rude. But
Please, it's like Jamie too.
Certainly you can accompany us. What is your name, new friend?
You may have heard of me. I am the Red Fox.
Oh, the Red Fox. It doesn't...
Fox, this is perfect for Adea, right? Don't you
He
miss your
actually
Fox?
He actually strikes a little bit of a pose. He kind of like does a bit of a superhero pose. He stands there as if like somebody's going to take a promo photo of him.
Adea does like the Disney princess, like when you're in Disneyland and the Disney princess is trying to look cute and impressed, where they're like, oh.
I'm like, I didn't hear of you. No, sorry.
You haven't?
Did
The
you?
Red Fox.
It rings a bell. I'm sure. I am Adea. This is my brother Arcas and my sister Emma. We are demigods and sons and daughters of Verluna. At your service.
At your service, yours and your family's.
Oh, well, of course. All hail the gods.
Oh, hell.
All hail.
Oh hell! This is the way we pray. Instead of this, we feel like this.
Yeah, this is prayer. Well, I suppose we must continue to. Did Newt tell you what we were searching for?
Yes.
Do you know much about it or why he wants it?
I know that he is a very wise man, and I know that if we are going to get it, it must be terribly important. I have great faith in him.
Really, we were concerned as we have never dealt with him before, and we want to make sure that we do only good in this world at the will of the gods. All hail the gods.
No, I've known him for a great long while, and he knows all manner of things that I would not normally trust a man to know. Yes, I have great faith in him.
Is he a wizard?
He is rather his own sort of thing. He doesn't take very well to questioning, I've noticed.
Yeah, that's what I figured last time.
We noticed that too.
Yeah, cranky. I mean, he's a great man, but, cranky.
It is said and attributed to the great Ben Palmer that those who are cranky may be cranked, as cranking is what winds up those who may be cranky upon their own wisdom.
Oh hell!
I stand behind her and I'm like,
And I'm like, that's right, sister. That's right.
I've heard that as well.
Yes.
From the great Ben Palmer.
Right. The great Sir Ben Palmer the Third, Esquire.
Oh, and an Esquire. Yes.
he was great. I actually knew him too.
He was somewhat of a radical, but I find his works compelling.
So, you guys are kind of standing around having this conversation, and it's kind of your normal day in Skyshard, which is at this point a fairly small town. But during this conversation with the halfling that kind of runs up, you notice there's two people, one on either side of you, dressed. I mean, it's like a normal day out, but they're dressed in like dark cloaks with their hoods up, and they were walking down this road together towards you guys, coming from behind the halfling, and then they kind of split to either side of you, and they're now like walking around to your backside, and there's just something a little bit off about them. Maybe it's because they have their hoods up and they're wearing dark cloaks on a nice warm day. I don't know.
Slightly dodgy.
Yeah, there's something weird about them, and they've kind of split, and they're walking about 10 feet on either side of the party.
I don't feel good about these guys. They have a cloak that's similar to mine.
Are they cramping your style, Emma?
Yeah, I don't like it. I have prettier hair, but that's a whole.
Man, I keep walking and I'm like,
Arcas?
what?
Have I seen guys like this around this area before?
Occasionally every now and then you'll see someone like this, but not in the middle of the day. Usually like hunters or adventurers would come back when it's cold or they're tired or they're skulking about. In the middle of the day is a little bit suspicious.
And are they pacing us?
No, that you guys have stopped and they've overtaken you, and now they were coming from behind you. Now you can actually see them, like going on either end of the party, walking another 10 feet, and then just kind of stopping and looking nonchalantly through the windows of a bakery on the right side of the road and a dress shop on the left side of the road.
These might be some of my fans. This happened. This happens sometimes.
Who are you then?
Yeah,
exactly.
what are you known?
I'm the Red Fox.
Do you want to be the flying red fox? Because I can make that happen.
I'm known around these parts. I help people. You rob from the rich, and
Ah, like the legend of Scott McGee, the fair warrior philanthropist who chose to deplete the reserves of those who had much cake and instead share the cake with those who may not have tasted such succulent morsels before.
I remember Scott.
Yeah, Scott, the legendary outlaw. Just like him. Will you like him?
I'm not quite at that level, but I'm working on it. I haven't had nearly as many songs written about me, but a few pretty good songs, poems, short poems, really.
Can you share any of them with us?
No.
Maybe that is where I've heard of the Red Fox before. It was in a poem. Although I would need Emma to tell it to me. Emma's really good with
I can't help you there, sister. I can't do that.
I'll keep thinking. I'm sure it'll come to me. I'll keep thinking about it. Maybe after we pause at the side of the road at about the half hour, then I'll remember. All right. Well, anyway, we're just walking along and these guys are still flanking us?
No, they've stopped to... One of them's looking into a bakery shop, another's looking into a dress shop.
They're not paying attention to us at all?
No, their backs are to you, and they're both on either side of the street, just kind of window shopping.
Yeah.
Emma has excused herself to go find a privy, because she's, sometimes you just need a privy every now and then.
She's
so
that
it's
kind of
just
girl.
the three of you standing in the streets right now.
Are we just waiting around for her?
Well, whatever. Sometimes people leave, and you got to
right,
continue without them for a
let's
moment
keep walking.
until
She'll
their internet
find us.
fixes.
She's very good at tracking.
Are you sure? This is a good town and all, but will she be safe?
Don't you know the area more than us?
Maybe should we go? Should we wait for her here? Or will she be okay on her own?
I'm sure. We'll just saunter. We'll keep traveling.
Okay.
I'm sure she'll join us in a minute.
Okay.
But we were talking about the Red Fox. Are you a warrior? So you're like an adventurer.
I'm sort of a philosopher, a righter of wrongs, a doer of deeds, singer of songs. I dabble. I dabble a lot at everything. A jack of all trades, master of most of the trades.
Adea kind of lights up. She's really interested. She really likes this idea of a dabbler.
Hi.
Welcome back, Emma. How did your shopping
find
go?
It was wonderful. I got so many new things. I think it makes my hair look even prettier. Like almost prettier than Adea's.
I give you this look
But not prettier than the other girl at the bar the other night, right? Right? Am I right, girls? Am I right?
What girl at the bar?
Don't you?
You mean the undead elf that we killed, and I pull out the braid, the pretty braid.
No, it wasn't that. Yeah, it was that.
I kept that.
It was actually that girl. Yeah,
None shall have prettier hair.
I got good. Okay, back in character. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, well, now that Emma has found her hair products, let's continue to find the Luxstone.
Uh-huh.
Cool. So you guys start heading, down the street out of town towards where this massive crater is, and you're still a little bit keen about these people around you, and so occasionally you take a glance over your shoulder. You notice they're now like 80 feet behind you, but they're walking again, more or less together in the middle of the road, kind of falling behind you, keeping rough pace, but still pretty far back. You're getting the impression these guys are very, very bad stalkers. Like the worst stalkers ever. They're really obvious.
You know, I'm not a perceptive person. My perception is only about a 7. But I did study under the legendary Samuel Becker, and he once taught me that if a person maintains about 30 steps behind you as you're walking and continues at that pace, they may be following you, and they may have nefarious intent. He was a wise, wise man, Samuel Becker.
Should I say something, or should we just keep ignoring them? Because obviously they seem to be terrible at whatever they're doing.
Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe we're starting to get followers. At last, worshippers.
Disciples.
Indeed.
If maybe they want autographs. That happens sometimes. But I don't recognize them. I don't think they're part of my group. Maybe they do. Should I go ask them?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. You know, you're right. They could just want our autographs. They may want to feel the presence of such
Demigods. And I start to imitate the lightning sound now when we say demigod. And it's like, let's
go ask them.
Okay.
So you guys all stop, turn around, and as a group, the 4 of you walk back to these 2 people in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I trottle or something.
Okay. As you guys start walking back, they like slow to a stop for like a second, and then one of them like moves his head a little bit, and they keep walking towards you and start veering off to the right, like trying to. If you're walking this way, they're trying to like, no, go the other way.
I go, yoo-hoo! Don't be embarrassed. It's all right. You can ask for an autograph if you want one.
There's a low curse from one of their mouth that one of them utters under their breath, and they both pull back their hoods, revealing elves. Nice long golden hair, pointy ears, and they brush their cloaks aside and reach for the long swords they have. One of them, the guy on the right, saying, "Red Fox, this is the last time you fuck with us. You come to the end of your line."
The Red Fox has no words for people such as you. Be gone. He's a friend of ours.
Was this about that? No, I can't place you at all, I'm afraid.
The Bloodhound Gang. You do not recognize us?
The Bloodhound Gang? You and me, baby.
Didn't even think of that. Didn't even think of that.
Were you guys? No.
You stole our golden scepter.
About yay big? Did it have an emerald on it?
Yes, that one.
No, I don't remember that.
You little they draw, their swords are already drawn, but they step in for an attack. And this is where we should all roll initiative.
Hooray!
Find our initiative table.
Oh, that is fast.
Do we have pad and roll 20 and everything?
I have managed to get onto Roll20. You'll have to help me a little bit here. This is my first time using this, so I've got it open here. I've signed on.
There should be a link on the left side saying something about Misscliks.
Yep.
Give that one a good click.
It says 7 players. Join game.
That's the one.
Join game. I probably should have figured that out on my own. Okay. I'm going to grab my character sheets I just printed out here.
Ooh, the real paper. That's fancy.
Yeah. I'm old school. What can I say?
Yeah, I continue to print out my character sheets for play as well. It feels easier to keep track of notes. So let's roll for initiative. D10 plus your weapon modifier. Not your weapon modifier. Your weapon speed.
What am I gonna
And
do?
to roll, it's just slash
I so miss weapon speed. They got rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2. And
Let's see.
you might need to give me a little, again, a little.
Yeah, I think you're using a rapier, I believe, which is weapon speed 4? Yeah.
Yes, there it is. Weapon speed 4, and do I get a dex bonus to that, a +2?
You're right, you do. I often forget about the dex bonus. So D10 +2.
Okay.
Because low is good. Adea, Arcas, Emma, what are you rolling for initiative as well?
All right.
I mean, you don't have to. You can opt to skip your turn.
No. I was trying to see what I can do that's not super aggressive. I got one. Got it.
Cool. And the command for rolling is /R space, whatever the roll you want to make is.
Boy, and I apologize that I still have no idea where to put it.
Lower right-hand corner. There's the little chat boxes in the top right. There's like a series of icons. And on the left one of those is a couple of chat boxes. Click on that, which will bring you to the rolling section.
Yes.
And then a little box at the bottom to enter.
So D10 +2. And this is the good point for me to fess up to everyone. I'm also the reason we started late, because I'm an idiot.
Hey.
I'm that guy who shows up and says, "Oh, by the way, can you explain psionics to me?"
Oh, fuck, no psionics. No psionics, ever.
What is it?
Give me a /R before the D10 +2, please.
/R.
Space D10 +2.
There.
Yeah.
Space D10 +2.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still completely type out roll.
You still
I can't do
Aww.
I know.
But I like it. It's like they're writing on paper. We're typing roll.
Yeah.
It's their own style.
We're
Some
OG as
people
well.
some people use Gmail. Some people
Oh
get stuck
my.
Yeah,
some
someone's
people
still
get stuck
using
on
Hotmail.
Guys, chat. Jen is still using Hotmail. What?
Oh.
In 2014, she's still on Hotmail, and she's like, "Well, it works. It sends emails."
Yeah.
You just outed her. You just outed her hardcore.
That's yeah.
That didn't play Zelda.
I didn't play the original. But
wow,
I
we're bringing
played it
everyone's
now.
dirt out now.
Nerd battle.
I played it now.
Nerd battle. All right. Anyway.